All right, how we doing today, coaches and fellow other people who watch these videos? It's Stal, your coach of the Lake Erie Lugias, and we are here for a matchup against Niv. Niv is a great mod, great guy, and a great battler. He's been absolutely cooking up this season. Currently with a 4-1 record, he was the last undefeated coach, and man, his team is scary. He's got Zamazenta Crown, Landorus, Chiyu, Arcanine, Hisui as his Terra captain. Like that core four is just scary in general. They all hit very hard, and the Zama and the Lando are great utility pieces on top of hitting devastatingly. Shaman, Blastoise, Gudra, and Screamtail as like a nice defensive core that also like the Shaman and Blastoise and Gudra can all like be fairly offensive threats. Vikavolt, which is really good into me. I think he's gonna bring webs this week. And then Muck, which walls Sneasler. So Niv has a very scary team. I'm not excited to face him, but we ball and we're gonna try our best. So first things first, the marketable plushie Kimberly, the Spectrator, he's back as always. This time I'm rocking heavy duty boots. I expect webs to come, and I don't want this thing to be slower than the Zamazenta. Nasty Plot, Pain Split, Shadow Ball, Terra Blast. Terra Blast is because it's naturally a special attacking base move, 80 power move. That's just normal, and I needed something to hit the Chiyu for neutral. So the Terra Blast just kind of made sense. It was that or Nightshade, but Nightshade didn't get a Grim Nay boost, which Terra Blast does like almost 60% to a Specs Chiyu. So fingers crossed that I can. No, it does around like 50 from a +1. Um, so if I get a nasty plot up and he switches in, Shadow Ball's doing around 50, Terra Blast is doing around 65 ish. So hoping to get some damage on the Chiyu for the switch in, and then chip it away. Uh, but Pain Split there for the Blastoise. A couple other options, just if I'm low on health and he brings something in full health that like he thinks he can just sweep up, like clean up the Spectre with. Like get away with like using like a weaker move. I can Pain Split up, chip that thing down to whatever he has in down to like half HP, and then maybe live his next move, which would be really nice. After that, we got Gluttony the Quagsire. Or at this point, it feels like Gluttony's coming every week because he's just so, dude. Quagsire's just so good. This mon's an absolute steal at the price that I got it for, and he's just been so good for me all season. Rocky Helmet Unaware is the set that we're rocking this week. We're gonna want to ignore all those defense boosts that Zama gets. And if that Arcanine gets like a weakness policy boost for some reason, like he brings that kind of set against me, which I could see him doing for sure, we'll ignore that as well. Unaware Rocky Helmet, basically 1v1's Lando, Zama, and the Quags, and the Arcanine. And he beats those three out with the combination of Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Recover. Stealth Rocks I want to get down early. If he doesn't have a Vikavolt on his team, I'm leading Quagsire, and I'm just dropping Stealth Rocks. Vikavolt will be his likely lead, though, if he does bring it. This thing's max defense because the three mons that I just said, like Lando, Zama, and Arcanine, this thing takes 55 max from a Choice Band Terra Rock Arcanine, which, if any of you guys like Head Smash, which if any of you guys know Terra Rock Arcanine, that thing hits so hard, and it's just so difficult to switch into. So I don't want to switch into that really, but something has to live at least one of those hits, and that's Quagsire, and he can just recover up. I have as many recovers as he has head smashes. And then the only thing Zama gets to hit Quagsire is Trailblaze, which is doing around 50% if he's max attack, no adamant. Um, so he can still beat out a Zama. He can definitely beat out Lando. Lando's not really touching him. And then, yeah. Hopefully get rocks down early, chip away. Once I get rocks down, it chips down the Chi-Yu if it's Choice Scarf / Choice Specs for other mons on the team, so that way it can really just get one shot by a couple different options that we got. Next up, we got Envy the Grimmsnarl, Light Clay Prankster set with the dual screens, Thunderwave Parting Shot. No attacking move this week, which I really don't like doing. Typically, I usually really like to have the attacking option, Sucker Punch at least, or something along them lines. But I felt like I needed these 4 moves. Light Screen and Reflect are mandatory for other sets that I have on this team. And then the Thunderwave Parting Shot. Thunderwave just felt necessary in case Spectre goes down, we need to slow down the Zamazenta, or it's a Scarf Chi-Yu or a Scarf Arcanine. It just feels really necessary to have the Thunderwave to just like cripple those mons. And then Parting Shot for the momentum and to allow other mons to come in and take less powerful hits seems really nice as well. And following that up, Scar the Sneasler. Heavy duty boots as well. This is our second speedy boy. He's spec'd to outspeed any base 100 mons. So he won't outspeed Screamtail if he shows, but I'm not expecting Screamtail. If Screamtail does show, I just got to pivot Scar around it a lot safer and not keep Scar in against it, because Scar definitely cannot take any Screamtail hits. But close combat, Dire Claw U-turn, typical like Sneasler set that's a poison touch. But this week we're bringing Upper Hand. Upper Hand is because he could be running a Terra Normal Arcanine with extreme speed, and Upper Hand gives me priority against the extreme speed, flinches it, and then I just kind of beat the Arcanine in that 1v1 situation, which is like very nice. It also puts a mind game on him because I think he lives 1, but if he lives that first one, I doubt he goes for the second E-speed. And if he does, like it's going to turn into like a mind game between, do I use Upper Hand on the second turn, and does he use extreme speed on the second turn, or does he attack on the second turn, and do I attack on the second turn? It's just going to turn into like just kind of a battle between the two of us, like using our brains, which my brain's small, so Niv might win that one actually. But yeah, that's Scar the Sneasler. Pretty average set. New addition to the squad, we got Truth, the Minior. And we're cooking something up. Shell Smash is pretty typical for this thing, so it's a special attack Shell Smash set with Earth Power, Power Gem, Dazzling Gleam, which, nothing special about that. But we're running the weakness policy. So this thing is slower when Shields Down is, like, when Shields Up is active. And then it will take a hit, trigger weakness policy, and then it will Shell Smash, which will put us at a +4, +4, -2, -2, and a +2 on speed. However, in between turns, Shields Down will activate, I will be below half health, and I will then be faster, which means that, in theory, this thing can one-shot everything on his team, except for very few Goodra sets, and like certain Goodra sets, and Screamtail is the other issue. But I really like this thing's potential to sweep. If I get Grimmsnarl, like to have like the Reflect light screen up, and then I get Truth the Minior in against the Grimmsnarl, there's a really good chance that I can play it right and win this game with a Shell Smash weakness policy Minior. And last but not least, we got a live Slitherwing reaction. Rat the Slitherwing, Terra Water Assault Vest. I think this is our third time bringing Assault Vest, which 2 weakness policy sets, 2 Assault Vest sets, and there's... Oh, wait, no, it's not. Yeah, that's what it is. And there's a good reason. This thing's got a fat SPDF stat, and I don't really... Like, it just lives. First impression, after rocks go off, Chi-Yu dies to 1 first impression. First impression U-turn is chomping through a bunch of his team, and it's doing a bunch of damage. So, get those 2 moves alongside close combat, and then Terra Blast, which can still 2-shot a Landorus, even if I'm at a -1. So, altogether, this Slitherwing set's real nice. and I'm really looking forward to using it against Niv. Just a bulky boy to eat some Chi-Yu hits and kill the Lando if he tries to check me with it. But yeah, that's my squad for this week. We'll see if I can pull out the win against Niv, and wish me luck, guys. Okay, so I messed up the audio against Niv, like a champ. And so I'm gonna do a quick recording, skip forward a bit here and there, run it fast. So first things first, I ran a, started off with Quagsire. Figured he'd be good into Niv, as like a starting Mon, so that's who I went with. So I lead Quagsire, and he's gonna lead Lando. And I think, oh man, he could bring Grass Knot, but also, what are the odds this is a special Lando? So I'm just gonna go for Rocks, because Rocks are really good against Niv. And then he Grass Knots me, and I get really sad because I just got Grass Knotted. Grass Knot? Grass Newt? But yeah, KO's Quag turn 1. Absolutely, like, great play by Niv. And so now I'm thinking, wow, he brought a special Lando into me, and I can't really do anything to that, other than Terra Blast, from Slitherwing. So, I just go Slitherwing, and I go for a nice little Terra Water onto him, because I don't really have many other options. And he takes a little bit to pick his move, but he eventually gets it. And then I believe he just U-turns here. No, he just he withdrew because he didn't know if he outsped me or not. And he sends in the Muck. Muck, I wasn't expecting to come. But I also, I had this gut feeling that it was going to show, just because it's a strong poison. And so I just I get my Terra Water off, which is really nice in this matchup. Lets me switch into the Chi-Yu a lot better. This is a perfect Chi-Yu counter. And then I just get some damage off to the Muck. Just under 50%. So I know I can 3-shot it. So I don't really have anything else to touch this Muck with, and that's basically what I'm saying here, is I don't really have anything for this. So I just go for another Terra Blast. Also, sorry about the flashy screen. I don't know, there was just technical errors during my recording, and I didn't even realize until after the battle, which is highly unfortunate for me, because I actually thought this was a really good battle. Niv knocks off the AV here, which is really big, because that means I can't take as many Dark Pulses and Flamethrowers from the Chi-Yu that I would want, because this is supposed to be the Chi-Yu check. So, but now with no AV, I'm thinking oh, well, with no AV, I just gotta kind of play this thing out. So I believe I just go for the kill here. He Shadow Sneaks me, which is a solid play, but I knew U-turn would kill here, so I just went for the U-turn, so that way when I killed this thing, it something wouldn't come in for free on the Slitherwing. I also felt Slitherwing in the back was a lot better than Slitherwing in the front, just so that way I could get first impression off against the next threat. So I go Envy the Grimmsnarl. I kind of want to start setting screens in this situation, and just, going for some more setup. The ideal situation was get a Reflect Up Parting Shot on the Zama, and then have that heavy slam the Minior. That was what I wanted to happen. Not exactly what did happen though, because I set the Reflect Up, and then he whips out Sludge Wave, and I go, wow, this truly is Special Landorus, because that did so much damage, and I was not expecting Special Lando. But I'm like, okay, Special Lando, I'll set up my light screen. And he goes for the Brick Break. Which means it is not Special Lando. it's actually a assault vest Lando, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, grass knot, sludge wave, brick break. That's assault vest. It's probably running a fourth move that's like EQ or high horsepower. So I'm like, okay, I can get a parting shot off here and switch something in because Grimmsnarl just really can't touch this thing. So he goes for I go for the parting shot, and Niv just completely outplayed me. This thing is a clear amulet, which I with the moveset he had shown to me this far, I was like, there's no way he's anything but AV. But he wasn't. So this Lando has now taken out both of my utility mons in Quagsire and Grimmsnarl, and I've basically done nothing to his team but kill a muck that's not good into anything but Sneasler. Which now he just has a Landorus that can just straight up counter the Sneasler, so it doesn't matter that that he doesn't have the muck. And so I have really nothing else to do, so I'm pretty sure I just go Minior here. Oh no, I go back into the Slitherwing, because I can two-shot with Slitherwing here, and I can live its hits as well, because it is special, and it doesn't, like, Grass Knot does damage to me, but Slitherwing's actually really light, so I don't mind going for a Terra Blast, which I assume he's going to switch, so I believe I just go for a U-turn here, if I'm not mistaken, just because I believe he's going to switch, and he Grass Knots, doesn't kill, which is really nice. I get the U-turn off, which does a good chunk into him, because I get the critical onto him. And now this Slitherwing's injured all hell, and it is not a switch in anymore. This thing was supposed to be my switch into Chiyu. Absolutely no chance of that anymore. But he is also below half, which means that I can use Minior to confirm a kill against him. So I believe that's what I go for. I go Minior. I want to bait him into hitting me with a super effective move. I know that Lando doesn't have a super effective move into me, because Brick Break would be neutral, Grass Knot would be neutral because I'm flying as well, and then Sludge Wave's also just neutral. So I have nothing. I don't think that this thing will stay in, and I can just kind of threaten it. So I just go for the Power Gem here, and he just withdraws flat, which makes complete sense. I didn't think he had U-turn at this point either. So I go for the Shell Smash, and I get that off, and then Blastoise is in against me, and I check the stats, and I think he could have Surf, and I need to keep this Minior healthy, so I'm going to switch into Kimberly, who can 1v1 the Blastoise. So at least that, oh, never mind, I switch into Sneasler. I was thinking about switching into Kimberly because Kimberly with Pain Split can 1v1 Blastoise, but I just go for the Sneasler play just because I feel like it's I don't even know what I was thinking. I just kind of went Sneasler. I think at this point I was pretty defeated. I had a very defeatist mindset after losing Quag turn 1 and then the Grimmsnarl. I sent this original video without like the like with your OG audio to somebody, and they literally said, dude, I can hear your defeat after that Quagsire died turn 1. And I was like, yeah, it was bad. I was just crushed. So he sends out the Arcanine Hisui, which, great into Sneasler, and is a massive threat. And I know that he's going to Terra. I believe his Terra's poison here. So I can't switch into this thing because if it's Choice Band, it's just going to kill something. So I go for the Dire Claw to try and sleep or para it. It was really the only thing I could actually do in this situation. Because something was going to die to it no matter what. And I figured if something was going to die, I might as well just go for the Dire Claw to try and get some form of hacks. There's a 50% chance it statuses. And so I don't get it, and he Flare Blitzes me, which obviously just obliterates me. turns me into like 1,000 tiny pieces because it's an Arcanine Hisui. And I'm just losing at this point. I got really nothing, and I just go Spectre to fake the Psychic. And he doesn't think that I have Psychic, so I just get Shadow Ball off, and it does not kill. And then he cracks back, and I actually live the Flare Blitz, which is fucking wild. Because it's an Arcanine Hisui. I need you guys to realize this. This thing, it's the stealer of lives. Like, it looks at something, and then, like, it crushes its skull with a paw on it. It, like... You ever seen, like, someone, like, squeeze a balloon? That's, like, what Arcanine Hisui does to Pokemon. Anyways, I think Chi-Yu might come in, and Terra Blast does do more to Chi-Yu than Shadow Ball does, by, like, a 5 to 10% margin. So I went with Terra Blast because it, one, confirmed the kill against Arcanine Hisui, but it also didn't let the Chi-Yu switch in for free. I go +1 with Spectre, Chi-Yu comes in, and I think, oh, this thing's probably Choice Scarf. But there's also not much I can do, so I can't switch into Chi-Yu either. So I just kind of stay in. I get Dark Pulsed. Spectre dies to the Chi-Yu, which, I know, shock, surprise, surprise. I go Slitherwing here. And at this point, I think to myself, I can go for first impression because it's a kill confirm against the Chi-Yu, and he might just think he's won at this point, which he didn't think he'd won. He knew that he could, you know, still whoop my ass. So I get the first impression off, which does quite a bit to the Landorus, I will say. I'm actually very happy with the damage it dealt there. But also, this Lando is about to confirm a kill against this Slitherwing. So, and I think I need this Slitherwing. I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, Slitherwing is the only way I can confirm a kill against the Scarf Chi-Yu, unless I have Shell Smash up on Minior, which I've had to keep this thing healthy all game because it was like the only way. After like everything had happened, it was basically my only win con. I just like kind of trying to find the path to where I could get a Weakness Policy and a Shell Smash to activate in the same turn, and I really couldn't find it. So he goes for the hard switch, and I go for the Shell Smash. He sends out the Blastoise, which I believed all I'd seen was Flip Turn up to this point, and I was running Calcs, and Surf killed me at this range. I just didn't survive Surf. So I just kind of like looked at the situation, and I went, well, I guess I lose. And then I'll just play the original audio, and you guys can hear how bad it is. But so I think I'm just gonna Power Gem here. Oh my God! Oh! I might be able to win. This actually, I could win here. This is huge. Okay, I just powered him again. So as you guys heard, I lived. And as you saw, he wasn't Surf, he was Ice Spinner, which I understand why he has Ice Spinner on Blastoise, because obviously I have a Rillaboom team and he wants to be able to get rid of the Grassy Surge, so that way EQ can do more. But also, not having Surf was very unfortunate, and Ice Spinner just, like, it's super effective, but it's not stab either, so it's like Minior just lived at that HP, which is tight as fuck. I'm not gonna complain. 2 thumbs up on my part. And I just, yeah, I get the kill on Blastoise. If Zama could have survived if it was max HP, max Spadef as well, but obviously it wasn't, and Minior picks up the kill there. And then, oh, whoopsies, my bad. And then he brings in the Lando, and that's not gonna survive like a Power Gem. So I get that kill, and then he sends out the Chi-Yu, and Power Gem just cleans out Pows. So, Minior, clutch up. Absolute goat. That's why he's the truth. But, yeah, GG Niv. Sorry to corrupt our audio and do this shitty voiceover. But I take the W. I take the win. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Niv, GG. I really hope to see you in playoffs, man. But I don't want to play you again because, goddamn, I won by the skin of my teeth. But I do hope you make playoffs, and I hope that you all enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about the dub over. I just had some technical issues. I'm also sorry about like the screen flashing like so much near the beginning of it. I'm gonna iron out. Still learning the setup and like everything, so hopefully it doesn't mess up again. But I almost guarantee you I will mess something up.